There are teachers who can tell you what's good resources and whatnot. Sometimes we don't give them the opportunity to do that, right? So when I was looking for a communication curriculum, I had lots of things that popped up. But how do I know those things are good, right? So being able to create the tools that I can look at resources and 1,000 teachers said, this is absolutely great. I believe in the wisdom of crowds, right? So, it's funny, like when I just saw an ad for something on TV, I'm not going to go to their website and look for what they say about their product. I'm going to go online and look for reviews and what people say about that product. So the same thing with material, right? So wisdom of crowds is absolutely critical. But on top of that, there needs to be a check and balance with that, with experts and people who know this material really well, right? So if you take a science book, for example, teachers might love the science book, but do they love it because it's easy? Or do they love it because it's challenging? Do they love it because it's all correct? And then you have to have experts to be able to say, yes, that material is great because it does A, B, and C. So it's a combination of the wisdom of crowds, combination of what experts say, and content providers together creating that kind of world where teachers can pick great material from.
Everything that students use has to go through a curriculum review, a technical review, and a legal review. And we've been working to streamline those processes. So the curriculum review is, first of all, we've tried to make it dead simple. Is it on our dashboard? If it's on our dashboard, it's good content. We're going to provide sustained PD around it. We're going to make it easy for you. We're going to handle student single sign-on and rostering, provide professional development, self-help resources. So if it's there, you have to think no further, just use it. If it's not, we provide a process for teachers to request evaluation. It goes to the curriculum folks first. They look at it and say, does this align with our instructional models? Is there nothing else that can do this? Can we get behind this and support this? If so, moves to technical review, and we look at will it work in our ecosystem? Will it work on our network? Will it work on our devices? If it gets past that, it moves to legal review, and that's basically about protecting student data. And that was the toughest part for a while because volleying back and forth legal documents is a lengthy process. And what I hope to communicate here in the spirit of sharing, we've walked through that process. We have a district data sharing agreement that we're working with the VDOE and our partners, partnering districts to be a statewide data sharing agreement. Let us save you some time as a district. We can, it's written in Virginia language around Virginia code and the national laws we have to adhere to. And it's a quick and easy way to engage with our vendor partners to get past the student data privacy issue. It basically says, here's what we need you to agree to do for us. It's black or white, and that establishes our relationship. We've been partnering with eMedia Virginia, the district statewide learning object repository. And to date, we've been talking about how to get resources, the vetting process, and put in those to have a statewide repository. I'm really excited about that possibility. And again, I hope today is a kickoff event where we can get attention from around the state to say, hey, let's have one place where you put, all the best stuff is out there in schools. Like, we don't see it. It's that teacher made it and shared it with that teacher, and it's in schools, and it lives in isolation. We want to get the best of teacher-created content that we know is out there, put it in one place, and make it available to everybody.
Teachers already embrace OER, and again, they may not know they're embracing OER because they just see a resource that's available and they use it. That's not the issue. To embrace it in a way to where it becomes the norm, if you will, something that they understand, they can use, and they can use to the best of the resources ability and their ability and match that up. That's where we need to get to. To be able to get there, we need to take some of the burden off of them to go look at 1,000,000 resources and find the 100 that work for that class. That's too much pressure on them. We need to narrow that focus down to where we give them a smaller set of options, cut through a lot of the noise, if you will, so that they still have the ability to say, I like that one versus that one. But as they do that, as they have those options, again, it's not 1,000,000 resources they're looking at. They're looking at maybe a couple of hundred, and they pick the top 100 that work to meet their needs. The other thing that we need to do is, if I may give a quick example, there was a survey done by one of the folks in my group, I think just a couple of weeks ago. And they did it with various levels. One of the questions to the teachers was basically, do you feel free to use OER in your classroom? And the answer was, I think 40 or 50%, yes, we do. I thought that's a great answer. That shows that people at least know what OER is, right? But I think a better question would be, do you feel like you are supported to use OER in your classroom? Not just that you can do it, but that the administration level, the division level is saying, you should do this. Here's how you do it. Here are the tools to do it. Here's the processes you need. Here's some professional development around it. That is what we need if we're really going to make OER a success, and we need to do it at the division level, but we also need to encourage that and build some of that at the state level.
One of the things that we think is that the community can help us vet resources, and what we're hoping people will do with this summit is join us in this opportunity to create these resources, but also what we hope is that you can almost go on any website and be able to rate whether it's the best restaurant you're going to. We can certainly be rating what the best resources are and let the community of educators decide what the best tools are for their students.
I was part of the group that started the digital learning tools. So once we got that launched, it just became pretty easy to use different OER resources in the classroom. We got together as a social studies department, and each grade level was paired up, and as a teacher teams, we created a Google site, and each, like US 1, US 2, civics and econ, government, whatever level it is, we created resources and put it on that site. And that's where the watch, read, and practice came in, because we put different links to those activities under each thing. And it was a summer session that we were invited to join. It went through our department chairs, and the department chairs put it out to the rest of us saying, hey, is anybody interested in doing this? We signed up. We came in for a training session with Ernie and with Lynn, and learned how to do it and what we needed to do and where we needed to put it on the sites. And then we just kind of worked together inside and outside of this building to make sure that it happened and that it was accurate. We worked on it for several months. It wasn't excruciatingly long. It was a couple hours a month until we were confident that it was what we wanted it to be. But once we got that, the template was there for us to use. Like, yeah, this is really easy. And knowing that the kids are tech savvy, we know that, okay, we can put this out to them through their Google Classroom pages or whatever Hapara page that the teachers use, and then the students can just follow the links and be able to learn the content.